Hey everybody, it's GSU Barbell again. Got another video coming your way. If you've been on Facebook T Nation, I got a little article out now. Poor Man's Guide to Bodybuilding, Powerlifting, and Strongman. Getting huge and strong while being poor. So, here's a little tip for y'all poor guys out there. I'm not meaning to poke fun at anybody, but I've heard a lot of excuses lately, and I think it's just absurd, the things I've heard. So, I got a guide out now that anybody who has questions about whether they have enough money or not to do whatever they want as far as bodybuilding, strongman, and powerlifting, and I only suggest this for the serious people, not people who are just, recreational lifters or whatnot, people who are, just not taking it seriously, because those people aren't going to do this anyways. But here goes a rundown of what you need to do. First of all, first tip I learned is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to save money, and I'll tell you some tips on how to save money for the average college guy, for the average person in general. Going to save money. Here's how we're going to do it. Number one, you're going to stop eating out. You're going to stop eating out so much, it's way more expensive than buying food and cooking it yourself. And Walmart's got a lot of cheap things that will last a long time that you can eat. A long time. So you're going to stop eating out. I mean, chances are you don't have a car anyways. That's the main thing I heard is, how do I get at Walmart? I don't have a car. I don't have a ride. Roommate won't give me a ride. So that's the first thing. Second thing you're going to need to do is stop focusing on supplements. Jeez, how many times I got to tell y'all? They're called supplement for a reason. They're supplementing what you already have. Your diet needs to be in check. And you don't need to be worrying about the greatest new creatine on the market or the best new, this, that, the other muscle tech products. You don't need to be worried about that, especially when you're broke and the food could be better spent on things that I'm going to mention very shortly. And the next thing is, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're doing anything like that ain't helping your gains in the first place, and it's costing you big bucks. I've seen people, they literally will not spend money on food, but they will go out and drink and party and go to the bars, and I don't do that kind of stuff. So the thing is, you need to stay away from that, and that's not going to help your gains either. It's not going to help your gains. It's not going to help build muscle or strength. So you can say bye-bye to that if you're serious about it. You can't drink and party and be at the best of your ability. Yeah, some people can get away with it more than others, but guess what? You're watching this video, you're probably poor, and this is Hunter Poole's guide to poor man's bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman. So, here goes the next important step. Now that you've saved about 100, 200 bucks this month because you didn't go out and drink, I don't even know how you got to the bar because you don't have a car, and you didn't buy those supplements, so you saved another 100 bucks. Now you're gonna find a ride, because you don't have one, and you're gonna go to Walmart or your local shop if you live in a small town. Dollar General will do. I know there's a couple small towns around here. They don't even have Walmart, so wherever you can get it, Kmart, Target, it don't matter. It's time to go shopping. Here's the grocery list. Ready? Number one, the cheapest thing in the whole world, rice. Calorie for calorie, this is the cheapest thing you can get. I mean, 20 pounds for $2-3, you can't beat it. This is going to be your carb source. This is going to be your bread and butter. So, you're going to be eating a lot of rice. This is how it is. It's better than ramen noodles, and it's actually a lot cheaper if you count the calories. A lot cheaper. So, let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be eggs. This is also very cheap. Gram for gram of protein, you save money on eggs instead of buying protein powder anyways. And it's more bioavailable, and it's actually got vitamins and minerals in it. It's actually good for you. Yes, eggs are good for you, and yes, you will eat the whole thing if you want to get big. Do not do the whole egg whites thing, and people are sitting here worried about cholesterol. You cannot worry about that. You do not have the money to, and cholesterol is not bad for you. It is good for your hormones. It is good for many reasons. Every cell in your body needs it. Every cell in your body needs it. If you're so worried about cholesterol, you don't need to be getting big anyways, because you got a lot more to learn. So, here's the next one on your list, is milk. best thing you're going to be able to get is chocolate milk, because it's going to have a lot more carbs than regular milk. If you go with regular milk instead of chocolate, and chocolate's a little more expensive, go with whole milk, because you get more calories for your price. And I do not see it very often where whole milk and regular milk and 2% are different prices. They're always the same. It just depends. Hey, do I want it thicker? Do I want it a little lighter? What can my stomach handle? Go with the whole milk or go with the chocolate. Next thing on your list, gonna need to be going and taking a trip to the peanut butter aisle. And when you go to the peanut butter aisle, you probably need to grab you some jelly if you're one of those guys. I like mine just peanut butter only. I don't have to have jelly, but you know, it just depends on how your budget is. So peanut butter is cheap as well. Get some of that. You're going to be making some PB&Js for class or work or whatever that might be. Next thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is get bread. You're going to need to get bread's cheap. I mean, it's cheap, dirt cheap. Get bread, don't matter what kind, because you're getting big. All you need to worry about is calories and the protein. You don't make this any harder than it already is. And then the next thing you're going to get right next to the bread is the bananas. I mean, these things are basically free. And they're awesome. I love bananas. They're tasty and they're cheap. I mean, why not get them? They're only $1 and you get like a whole big thing of them. So go ahead and get that. Next thing you're going to be needing, and this is really good for guys who, you know, maybe just don't like milk. They're not milk drinkers, but in general, you go and get ice cream. Ice cream will work good as well. It's a long-lasting protein. It's kind of like casein, so it's going to take a while to digest. And if you really want to pack on the mass and size, get some Hershey syrup. I'm telling you, the ice cream, one thing about ice cream too, if you do not have a car and you have a hard time getting to the store, ice cream lasts a lot longer than milk. Lasts a lot longer, so that's another option for you to get as well. It's got protein in it, it's got carbs, it's got fat. I mean, it's got everything you want in a bulk. And last and certainly not least, since you probably are low on gas and you're on a very tight budget, and again, this is what the diet's for, but here's where saving the money comes in handy, from the supplements and the drinking and all the things you used to waste money on that you're not anymore because you're getting serious about your lifting and your lifestyle. Here's the most important part of it all. You ready? Okay. You're going to go to the meat section and you're going to pick out the best meat you can find. This is where you're going to be spending your money at. Everything else on this list is relatively cheap, especially rice and eggs and bananas. I mean, all that stuff is pretty cheap. I mean, you're talking getting a good massive amount of calories and food in, and we probably haven't even hit the $50 mark yet. So here's where it's going to get a little bit more expensive, is in the meat. And since, you know, if you can go to your local meat dealer, you'll get a better deal than Walmart. But since we're already here and saving on gas, go ahead and get, I know, ground beef. If you get the five pound thing, it's got 400 or 500 grams of protein in it. This is high quality. It's not a waste. These are the foods that are going to pack on quality, solid mass, help you recover. It's going to be way better than getting a shake in or something. It's going to be better quality. This is how the big boys eat now. If you want to get big, you want to get strong, if you don't want to be sitting there at 150 pounds the rest of your life, this is what you're going to have to do. If not, I mean, if you're not willing to take this step, then you're just not with it. You know, you're not with the program here. This is how everybody I know does it that's big. That's what separates the men from the boys, is the dinner table. Now, once you pick your meat out, whether it be fish, chicken, ground beef, I mean, maybe you saved a good chunk of change on your supplements and you were drinking, so maybe you're able to afford a large amount of steak, or maybe you got ribs. Whatever it may be, the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to go to the condiment aisle where you got your peanut butter from, and you're going to need to get whatever it is you need to get to make that bland food tasty. You're going to need to make sure it's good enough to where you eat it a lot. And I mean, you can eat it during class or after and between classes. No excuses. I hear this all the time. Oh, I can't do it. I'm just too busy. No excuses right here.